In terms of military strategy, Republika Srpska has several key strategic points that would be crucial in the event of military conflict. The Brčko district, located in the northeastern part of the entity, plays a significant role as it connects the two territorial parts of Republika Srpska. Control over Brčko would be critical for maintaining the territorial integrity of Republika Srpska, making it one of the main objectives in the early stages of conflict. Serbia, which could provide military support to Republika Srpska in the event of conflict, has far greater military capabilities compared to Bosnia and Herzegovina. Serbian soldiers are well equipped and trained for modern warfare, and their military budget allows for continuous modernization of military equipment. Although Serbia is formally bound to respect the territorial integrity of Bosnia and Herzegovina, in the event of a serious escalation of conflict, it is highly likely that it would provide military assistance, particularly in terms of logistical and armed support. While Russia would not directly participate in ground combat, its political and military support for Republika Srpska would be critical in any conflict scenario. Russia could provide logistical support, such as weapons and ammunition, as well as political and diplomatic protection in international organizations like the United Nations. The military capacities of all sides suggest that conflicts would escalate very quickly, with potentially serious consequences for the entire Balkans. Bosnia and Herzegovina, although militarily weaker, could rely on international support from NATO. The moment Republika Srpska decides to declare independence, the outbreak of armed conflict would be almost inevitable. Despite political pressures, the creation of a new state within Bosnia and Herzegovina, despite the existing Dayton Agreement, would trigger a major escalation in the region. Conflicts would likely begin at several key points, particularly in areas such as Posavina and Brčko, where territorial control must be maintained to preserve the unity of the entity. If Bosnia and Herzegovina decides to take military action, the first target would likely be the attempt to capture strategic cities such as Doboj, Prijedor, and Bijeljina. In the early stages of the conflict, these could be the cities that represent key points for both sides, as their loss or capture would signify a significant shift in the balance of power. In that case, Bosnia and Herzegovina would attempt to quickly mobilize its forces, directing them toward these areas, while Republika Srpska would respond by utilizing special police forces and volunteers. In the early stages of the conflict, the use of guerrilla warfare by the Republika Srpska could slow Bosnia and Herzegovina's advance. Due to political uncertainty, the conflict could become prolonged, as both sides would be under heavy international scrutiny, and most strategic points would be subject to urgent negotiations. Once armed conflicts break out, the international community, including the European Union, the United States, and the United Nations, would respond quickly. These sanctions would target the sides that directly support violence, particularly Republika Srpska and Serbia if they provide military assistance. The sanctions would likely consist of several key measures. The first would be economic isolation, including bans on trade and financial transactions. This would significantly harm the economies of Republika Srpska and Serbia, as they would be unable to trade with the EU and other international partners. The imposition of an arms embargo would also be a very likely step, significantly reducing the military capabilities of both sides. Sanctions would likely extend to high-ranking political and military officials, including Milorad Dodik and other key figures supporting secession. Countries like Croatia and Slovenia, which would be directly affected by the new security threats in the Balkans, would likely take steps to strengthen their military capacities at the border with Bosnia and Herzegovina. An international organization like NATO would play a decisive role in responding to this conflict. Although NATO would not directly participate in military operations at the moment, the alliance could deploy military presence in the Balkans to reduce the escalation of the conflict. NATO could also impose political and economic sanctions on all those supporting the independence of Republika Srpska to try to limit the spread of the conflict to other parts of the Balkans. Once sanctions become comprehensive, the The region would face significant economic losses, a decrease in living standards, and a mass exodus of people. These sanctions would not only affect political leaders, but also ordinary people, as the sanctions would have far-reaching economic consequences, including rising unemployment, inflation, and shortages of basic goods. In this scenario, the most likely outcome would be forced negotiations, mediated by international organizations, in which a compromise solution for the future status of Republika Srpska within Bosnia and Herzegovina would be sought. Even if the conflicts on the ground reached a saturation point and political negotiations reduced the intensity of the fighting, the economic, security, and political consequences would be deep and long-lasting.